What's going on YouTube? Austin here with Jones Southern Barbecue, and today I'm going to be showing you how I smoke this 7-pound pork butt, or also known as a Boston butt. So we're going to be keeping it simple with this pulled pork recipe, and the only two ingredients that you need is some yellow mustard and then rub of your choice. And the rub that I'm using today is Hogs The BBQ Rub. So first thing we want to do is take your mustard, and this is just going to act as a binder. You're not really going to taste it. It's just to make sure that that rub sticks to the meat. So you want to make sure that you get the mustard all over it. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So you're going to make sure you get it all over the entire pork butt. So rub all the sides, and then we're going to flip it over and get the other side as well. Alright, so now that we got the mustard on there, we're going to go ahead and take our rub, and then we're going to season the entire pork butt. You want to make sure that you cover the entire thing. And just kind of pat that in. And get any spots you might have missed. Alright, so now we got it seasoned. That's all you got to do. It's ready to go in the smoker, so we're going to let this sit right here for a few minutes while we go outside and get the smoker preheated and get it set to the temperature we're going to smoke this at, which is going to be at about 225 degrees. So let's go out there now and we'll get it fired up. Alright, so today we're going to be firing up the Pit Boss Classic 700. We're going to get this preheated at 225 degrees. And the pellets we're using today are going to be Bear Mountain Barbecue's Bold Blend, which is a mixture of oak, hickory, and mesquite. So that way it'll give it a good, nice flavor when we're cooking this pork butt. So let's go ahead and get this preheated for 225 degrees. We got the rain starting to come down, but that's not going to keep us from smoking some good meat. So we got the Pit Boss preheated at 225 degrees, so it's now time to put the pork butt on. So let's go ahead and put it on. We're going to put that fat side down because that's where the heat's at, coming from the bottom. So we're going to use that fat side as a kind of a barrier to the meat. Alright, so now that we got it on, we're going to let that sit for about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours before we come out here and check it for the first time. And then once we do that, we're going to come out here and spritz it with a half mixture of apple juice and apple cider vinegar. Alright, so it's been on for about an hour and 45 minutes. So what we're going to do now is open the lid, take a look at it for the first time to see if we're getting that good color, getting a good bark on it, and go ahead and spritz it down a little bit with our apple juice and apple cider vinegar. So yeah, you can see there it's getting a nice bark to it. It's starting to get a little dry on the outside, so that's why we want to go ahead and spritz it down a little bit now. It's been about another hour, so we're going to go ahead and open it up again and give it a little spritz with the apple juice and apple cider vinegar. Starting to darken up, it's getting a good, nice bark on it. Let's go ahead and give it a little spritz now. keep doing that that every hour until we hit that 160-degree internal temperature. That's when we're going to pull it off and wrap it. So again, repeat the spritzing every hour until you hit the 160 in time. Alright, so it just hit 160 degrees internal temperature. So what we're going to do now is just go ahead and open the lid. We're going to pull it off, put it in this full pan. We're going to take it inside, spray it down a little bit, and then wrap it, and then put it back on to finish it off. All right, so let's go ahead and get that inside and get it wrapped. So we just brought it inside, so what we want to do now is go ahead and spritz it down a little bit, then we're going to wrap it, and then we're going to put it back on the smoker till it reaches about 200 degrees internal temperature, then it'll be ready to eat. So let's go ahead and get it sprayed down, wrapped, put the temperature probe back in, then we're going to throw it back on the smoker. And so we're just spritzing it down pretty good here, so that way that all the juices inside there, it'll have a lot of moisture in there, and it'll help really make it tender when we pull it off. All right, so we got it wrapped. We'll put it in the full pan. I like to use the full pan just because it will really hold those juices in and kind of sit there and simmer in it and help tenderize it. Then that way it makes it easier to save those juices for later. Once you shred it up and pull it apart, you can pour a little bit of that back over it. All right, so let's go take it back out there and put it back on the smoker. All right, so we've let it rest for about 15-20 minutes. So let's go ahead and take it out of this full pan. We're gonna put it on here and let's pull it apart and see how it tastes. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and get that bone out of there. This will be how you can tell if it's tender or not, if it just slides on out. Oh yeah, look at that right there. All right, so let's start pulling it apart. All right, so we got it pulled apart a little bit. So now what we want to do is just go ahead and give it a taste and see how it is. Good and tender. That's some good barbecue right there. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that way you get notifications whenever I post more videos in the future.